Good morning everybody, it's Graham again, once again I should say, from Unearthed, and another episode of Detecting Talk. Not a lot of action out in the fields at the moment, folks, because of the crops are in, the weather has been bone dry, so there's nothing really going on. I'll see one or two finds cropping up on social media with the guys that are braving it in the weather and the heat, but nothing from us at the moment until probably another 3 or 4 weeks, so we'll keep plodding on with Detecting Talk. But there's some really good stuff in this one to bring up that use wonderful people will be hopefully interested in anyway. So let's have a go at it. Firstly, there are probably some of you people watching it on here are aware of some new products coming from Dr. Macro, some new coils for the simplex, which will be really interesting. Originally they didn't go down the route or wanting to go down the route of bringing out any new coils for the simplex, but because they're that popular and people have asked and asked and asked, well, guess what, they're coming. So in the next couple of weeks you'll see some new search coils for the Nocta simplex, which I think there's 2 different sizes at the moment, but I'm not going to give you the sizes yet just in case I get them wrong, but I am aware of them arriving sometime very soon, so keep an eye out for that. 2 new coils for the simplex. Yes, we will be stocking them at Unearthed here, so use wonderful people that have bought the simplex machines, just give us a call and we'll get you a coil sorted when they arrive, which is good news. I mean, we're not boxed off then to the standard coil, and you've got options with smaller and larger search coils for different jobs: stubble, pasture, depth, ground coverage, you name it. So exciting times. Another thing to mention is our organised digs. Now, I am getting a lot of messages off people over the last few weeks asking when they're going to be the next Unearthed organised dig. So this is the crack currently. We are not planning on any organised digs for the foreseeable future. And the reason is because of the situation with the virus disappearing slowly and slowly going, we're still not in the comfortable position of even thinking about running organised digs for 30-40 people. So we're going to go along with government guidelines and other authorities and bodies, and until the time comes, we'll just be staying as we are. So we're not going to be putting anybody under risk. There'll be no risk of putting the hobby into disrepute. I know there's 1 or 2 people out there trying to run organised digs now, and I can sort of like understand some frustrations from people. But we're not going to do it. I would say probably what we're on now, nearly July, August, maybe end of August, September even. I think there's still some time away from these organised digs. However, when you look on social media and you look on the news, all these idiots rioting and doing what they're doing, and all these protests and things and all, there's no social distancing going on at all. It does make you wonder what the hell's going on. Just crazy world. I don't know what's going on. We're entering the age of the moron, I think. You know, there's the Iron Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, Middle Ages, and now we've entered the age of the moron. That's the only thing I can say about it, folks. So no digs until further notice, and I know a lot of you people will be patient enough to sit back and wait for that time. We've got loads of land to go at as well. We've got heaps of acres to search, which I'm really looking forward to. So watch this space. It will happen, but not yet. Another thing that's cropped up, which is interesting, and I want to discuss this with you people. Now, have you noticed I'm not saying guys, because I've been pulled up 2 or 3 times now for saying guys. You've got to remember guys is a collective pronunciation for men and women now. You call guys in groups. It's widely acceptable, but some people don't like it. So I'm going to start calling you people, ladies and gentlemen, whatever it might be. But I'm going to keep away from using the word guys if I can. So what's happened is recently I've noticed there's 1 or 2 people have had coins. Just let me press pause a second. Back on again. We had a wasp. That sorted it. Right. 1 or 2 people are having to sell their coins that they found over the years by, you know, using a detector. So they've been out detecting, they found a coin. They've got a 50-50 agreement with the landowner. And for whatever reason, they have to sell the coin. They probably can't afford to keep it. they probably can't afford to split it with the landowner and give the landowner the half, and the landowner is entitled to half of it through the agreement. Remember that, folks? So I'm finding a lot of people are selling the coins with these sort of fly-by-night auction houses that seem to be cropping up from time to time. My advice there is this, it's quite simple. If you are going to sell a coin, like I've had to sell coins in the past, I've had no choice. I didn't want to do it, I wanted to collect them and keep them in my collection, but for obvious reasons I've had to get rid of one or two. No shame in that. I found it, had to, you know, go through the correct procedure and sent it to auction. Now then, there is one or two auction houses that are cropping up, and I think they're taking advantage of detectorists by offering really low prices. The detectorists are not doing their bit by getting the coin properly identified and valued. They're just saying, what's this, what's it worth? I'll send it into you, and they're putting, you know, they're probably getting very, very little for it in some cases. So my advice is always use the well-established auction houses. And the reason why we use the well-established auction houses, because they know what they're doing. They give you proper evaluations of your coin, and they can drive up demand for a particular coin and put it out to the wider international domain or public, and you know, you get the proper price rather than some of these like I said, fly-by-night auction houses that are just cropping up now, thinking that they're you know, they've had years and years of experience behind them, but in reality they're just riding on the back of detectorists fine. So we're just got to be careful. I think you've got to be really, really careful. If you are thinking of selling a coin that's very valuable, or whatever the reason is, always use the correct auction house to use. It's the only way I can describe it. So that's just a little bit of advice for you people that do from time to time have to sell coins for whatever reason, and it's just common sense. Don't get ripped off. Do not get ripped off. Right. Also, quite a lot in this actually crammed in. Danny Duke and Pete Major, two guys local to me, bought their metal detectors off me, their Equinoxes recently. Went out in the heat, 30 degrees heat. These young lads have got some real staying power. Let's have a look at that little wasp. Thank you. Oh, give over. Right. It landed on my head. I have to get rid of this nest. I can't find it. I've been looking for it for about 3 weeks. So Pete Major, Danny Duke went out in the heat detecting this week, early this week, and remarkably a little horde of Bronze Age axes came up under Pete's new 15-inch search coil. Well done to him. Absolute buzzing for him. They were buzzing. They were loving it. It's on social media. If you look on Unearthed Facebook group and page, we've got some images and some details of the find that they made. And then they went back a couple of days later, and 100 yards up, Danny managed to find a lovely Bronze Age axe. No, Bronze Age spear, sorry. So well done to them two guys for persevering in the heat and finding 2, 3, 4 amazing Bronze Age finds. Absolutely tremendous. So it's out there, folks. You've just got to brave the heat if you're that keen. And these guys have pulled it off, and I've got a sneaky feeling more will come up for them too. So there you go, some great news. I'll see if I can put some images on the end of this film of the axes and the spear. So keep an eye out right at the end of this film, and you'll be able to see their wonderful finds. Okay, next Detecting Talk film will be next week, Wednesday, Thursday. So keep an eye out for it. And until then, have a great weekend, and bye for now.